Hi once again everyone, it's Eric here with another edition of Weather for Weather Geeks, our daily deep dive into the weather here in the Mahoning and Shenango valleys. Of course, the big story has been the cold over the last 24 hours. Once we ditched the snow yesterday, we transitioned into a period where cold was the dominant story, and that included this morning when we dropped to 0. That was a pretty bad forecast bust on my part yesterday. I had a low of 8 in my forecast, and it got to 0. And it was one of those things that every now and then it's a good reminder. Even a seasoned forecaster such as myself, sometimes we forget that fresh snow, if the sky clears for a few hours and the wind is calm over that fresh snowpack, it's going to get colder than you think. That fresh snow acts like a refrigerant, cooling the air above it. Yeah, we hit 0 this morning right at 8 o'clock, the first 0 or colder at the airport since Valentine's Day. Last winter. We didn't have too many sub-zero days last winter, that is for sure. And again, today was our first, of course, this winter. We hit 16 today for the high. Our forecast was 18. So we get a check mark in the 2-degree guarantee. This is where we try our best to get the high temperature right within 2 degrees. You may have heard of the 3-degree guarantee on some TV stations and some places in the past, but we're trying to get within 2 degrees each and every day. And in 2016, we finished with an accuracy percentage of 78%, meaning 78% of the days we were within 2 degrees for that daytime high. All right, I talked about that recipe for a cold night. We call it radiational cooling. The sun heats the ground during the day. The ground then heats the air above it when the sun goes down. That radiation, that heat that is stored in the ground, radiates or tries to radiate back into space. It does so most efficiently when the sky is clear and the wind is light and the air is dry. Humid summer evenings, even if the sky is clear, the water vapor in the air prevents that heat from escaping efficiently out to space. You throw some snow cover on top of that and you've got a great night for radiational cooling. Tonight's forecast, we have temperatures close to 0 again tomorrow morning. And that will depend on the sky being clear for a lot of the night tonight. Clouds act as a barrier, or if you want a blanket, deflecting that outgoing radiation back towards the ground instead of letting it radiate out into space. So if the sky stays clear long enough tonight, a lot of us are going to touch 0, and a lot of us are already getting close. It's 4 in Boardman and Columbiana, 5 in Austintown here at 7:50. Sharon at 12. Mercer County tending to be kind of cloudy, so temperatures are holding up in the lower teens there. All right, as you get up on Saturday morning, air temperatures again probably close to 0 in most of the area, within a couple of degrees anyway. Wind chills, it's not going to be real windy, but a little bit of a breeze will create wind chills tomorrow morning, probably a handful of degrees below 0. I don't think the wind chills will be as bad tomorrow morning as they were this morning. When we hit 0 at the airport this morning, the wind chill was 12 below. Don't think we're going to see that here tomorrow morning. All right, in the meantime, our weather, by comparison, not bad this weekend. And I say that because the south getting pummeled tonight and into tomorrow morning with heavy, heavy snow. Places such as Atlanta, Charlotte, Raleigh, Norfolk, and Virginia Beach, especially northeast North Carolina and into southeast Virginia. Some places are going to get 8 or more inches. And, especially the further south you go, they just don't have the infrastructure to handle that. It's bad enough here when we get 6 or 8 inches of snow, but imagine if you get that much in Charlotte or Raleigh. They're not used to it. They don't have the infrastructure to handle it easily, so it shuts down cities. 6 inches of snow here doesn't shut the city down. It's an inconvenience, but the stores aren't running out of bread. Stores all throughout the South are out of bread tonight. Our weather back here at home. Tomorrow, I wouldn't be shocked to see a few random snowflakes, especially north of Youngstown. It'll be kind of a mixed bag of clouds and sun otherwise throughout the day. A little bit breezy at times, so with temperatures only in the mid-teens, wind chills will be in the single digits. Better chance for more widespread flurries and snow showers than with this disturbance coming through, this little front, tomorrow night heading into Sunday morning. Might even see some local coatings to a half an inch or so worth of snow out of that, especially in Trumbull and Mercer counties. Again, that's tomorrow night, early Sunday. Sunday afternoon looks benign, just gusty breezes and cold as we wrap up the weekend. Now, Monday starts cold. We'll probably bottom out in the single digits in the middle of the night, Sunday night, and then temperatures start to rise Monday morning. But it'll still be cold as people head off to work and school Monday morning. But warmer air is coming. I think we'll get into the upper 20s by the end of the day on Monday. But this warm front, even though it is going to usher in warmer air, is also going to bring some snow our way. This will be late Monday night into Tuesday morning. Backing up real quickly, just one more word on the snow here. Look at the bullseye from this. From Raleigh to Norfolk and then up towards Cape Cod, Massachusetts, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket. That's going to be a zone where a lot of places get close to a foot worth of snow. Amazing. So if you have friends or relatives that live down in that part of the world, they are in for quite the wintry treat. All right, back here in our neck of the woods, going back to what I was talking about, the Monday night into Tuesday situation. Here's kind of the precip type and timing. First thing we'll see is snow. This will transition over to rain probably by midday on Tuesday. It'll be warm enough for just rain for the rest of the day Tuesday. We'll get into the 40s on Tuesday, but the day will start with some wet snow. Not too early to start talking about specific accumulations. I don't think it's a huge storm or anything, but I think a couple or a few inches is a good possibility, and that'll be enough to, I suspect, cause some school adjustments Tuesday morning across the region. I would suspect, anyway, there'd be some 2-hour delays. Not real concerned at all about power outages, of course, but roads and travel, moderate impacts for Tuesday morning. Late Monday night, Tuesday morning. Everything will just be wet by Tuesday afternoon. Quick look at the longer range. Things are still on track for a blowtorch pattern in the medium and long range here across not only our part of the country, but a lot of the U.S. and a lot of Canada. We're heading back into a pattern that we saw a lot of the fall season. And this means that we're going to have a hard time seeing much snow. It means that we're going to have a hard time seeing below average temperatures for more than a day at a time. And this starts late next week, continues into next weekend, and then probably, for the most part, speaking in generalities, continues through almost the end of January. Now, I do suspect that there's going to be a pattern change towards the colder and stormier as we go into early February. But winter's really going to go on a hiatus here for a while. Relatively speaking, anyway. Remember that the averages are in the lower 30s, so an above-average day can be 36 degrees. It's not a heat wave. But, we're heading into a period where we're going to have a lot of days that are above the seasonal averages. Thanks for tuning in for Weather Geeks tonight. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll see you back here on Monday. I'll be chiming in a few times over the weekend as we start to hone in on that Monday night into Tuesday morning little snow event.